Fi Brown wants me to say Vivek. I'm going to call it what it's pronounced like. You know, they tried to get on me on After Hours about saying George when the name was Jorge, and it was spelled George. Jorge. That spells George. I was watching a movie last night with Matthew McConaughey, and it was like The Free State of Jones or something like that. I don't know if y'all seen that on Netflix. Called The Free State of Jones, and I was falling asleep. And then I went to sleep. And she was sitting there and she was looking through the door and it was learning how she was teaching herself how to read. She was like, cat, hat, map, all of that. And so if they were teaching themselves how to read, how are they going to be able to say Jorge when it says George? So that says to me, Vivek. That says to me, Vivek. Yes, this is the proper way to spell Jorge, J-Ben. Or you can spell it W-H-O-R-E, hey. Either way, it all works the same. But the point is that I'm going to pronounce it the way that it's spelled unless Vivek or Vivek tells me differently. Anyways, neither here nor there. They are now going through how they're going to save the United States of America's trillions of dollars. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's rock.
Foreign Affairs and Intelligence and Agricultural Committees. He's also a member of the GOP Doctors Caucus and a former White House physician to 3 presidents. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. Thanks so much for being here. Your reaction to the ruling on Ibarra and the judge saying, look, if she uses the death penalty here, then it sets a precedent for other illegal migrant defendants.
Well, so be it. I mean, this is a horrible, horrible crime, and this man deserves the death penalty in my mind. He sits there. He has absolutely no indication whatsoever that he's got any remorse at all. And the way that this happened, it's just the whole country obviously is rightfully outraged about this, Maria. I think that there's nothing you can...
I don't care about that part. I want to get to the good part. Let me see if I can find out the part where it was actually talking about it. Death penalty, death penalty, death penalty, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's get to this part. This is the good part. This is the part where we talk about.
What was it like being around Trump and Musk, who seem to be getting closer by the day? The New York Post says that Musk has emerged as Trump's top confidant. Their sources say there's not even a close second to Musk within Trump's inner circle, and that Trump is running all of his cabinet picks by Musk. What do you think?
I told you, you got to look at the government and you got to look at America and you got to look at everything from a business perspective. And so from that lens, from a business lens, there's nobody that you want to be closer to than Tony Stark, a.k.a. Elon Musk. Guess who I would be running all of my picks through if I was Trump? Elon Musk. Elon Musk has now basically become the president of the United States of America, unofficially. Unofficially, Elon Musk is essentially co-president, co-chair of the United States of America. And it's a power move. And I think that it's a smart move by Trump to align himself with the richest man in America, the most innovative man in America, and the ones that says this is what we need to do. Elon Musk is co-president of the United States of America, and I don't look at that as a bad thing.
Well, I think Elon Musk is incredibly smart. We all know this, right? He's done great things for our country. I think it's great that President Trump is taking advantage of that fact. You know, I was here and I just got back to D.C. and we were actually in session, and you know, I had to miss a few votes, and you know, they called up and they said, "You want to go to the space launch with Elon and the president?" And you know, I actually called and I talked to leadership and told them, like, I'm going to leave. Are you guys okay with this? And when they found out what I was doing, they're like, "Okay, just go ahead and go. We'll be okay without the vote." But I mean, it was just an incredible opportunity to be in that environment. I mean, who gets to watch a space launch with President Trump while Elon Musk narrates it? I mean, it was phenomenal, and I was really honored to be there.
So, are you looking for ways to work with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy in terms of cutting government?
Okay, so she said Vivek. I'm gonna call it Vivek too.
I know that James Comer said, and Brooke Singman reported this earlier, that there will be someone in Congress to also be a liaison there. How do you envision this?
No, I think that's a good idea. I think I heard that they're going to create a DOGE subcommittee in Congress that can handle some of the stuff that Elon and Vivek are coming up with. I think that government moves slowly. I think they know this. Elon and Vivek know this. They're going to rely in a large part initially on executive orders, because that's just the only way we're going to get this stuff done right up front. But simultaneously, Congress needs to be working hard to take those executive orders and to codify them with appropriate legislation, because you know what happens. We saw what happened last time after President Trump left. President Biden came in on day one. He just went through all the executive orders, anything with Trump's name on it, regardless of whether it was a good thing for this country or not. He got rid of it. So,
including immigration. And that's the thing that we not paying attention to, because we only pay attention during election season. We don't pay attention to what happens after the election happened. And so what happened was, when Biden came into office, not only did he say he's not building another inch of border wall and he's not funding, making sure that he keep illegal migrants in this country, but everything that Trump did. You know how they tried to label Trump and say, oh man, he tried to undo Obamacare and all of this stuff? The reality is that the very thing that they accused Trump of is the thing that Biden and Kamala Harris did the minute that they got into office. They undid every single thing that Trump ever basically put his name on outside of tariffs and tax breaks. Tax breaks, tariffs, they left those in place because they know that was good for America, and we was going to have to go through this record inflation because of the things that they were going to institute. But when they got into office, they basically undid every single thing that Trump had going on that protected us and actually provided value into the economy. Went through with a fine-tooth comb on day one. You know how Trump say on day one, hey, we want to stop wars, we want to take care of business. On day one, that's what Biden and Kamala Harris did after Trump had won his second time in office, and then somehow Biden came up with 81 million votes. Basically what happens is everything that Trump put into place, Biden and Kamala Harris went through and they started undoing all of it. All of it. And then you found yourself in a bad situation again.
We need something that's going to live beyond this Trump administration. And the only way we're going to do that is to pass laws that support the stuff that Elon and Vivek come up with that are going to save this country trillions of dollars. Well, and they can do it, believe me.
How ridiculous to eliminate anything that Trump put in because it was Trump. Right? I mean, rather than eliminating things that don't work for the American people and enforcing things that work for the American people. By the way, it doesn't appear that Trump always listens to Musk's advice. He pushed for Howard Lutnick to be Treasury Secretary, but Trump ultimately chose Lutnick for Commerce Secretary. What do you think about these roles that have not been filled yet in terms of Treasury Secretary, and how would you assess the cabinet today that Trump is putting together?
Well, I think the cabinet looks really good right now. I know there's a lot of controversy about some of the picks, but look, what he's doing, Maria, is he's putting people in place that have a record of doing what they say they're going to do, being aggressive, working for the American people, pushing back on the government bureaucracy. This is what we need right now. President Trump has an absolute mandate to turn this country around, to salvage what's left of this country after the Biden administration, and to make this country great. And he will do it, but he's only going to be able to do it if he has the right people in the jobs, the people that are not afraid to take risk, and the people that that basically come in with a little bit of an axe to grind. And that's what I'm excited to see. All these people coming in, Tom Homan and Matt Gaetz, and and everybody else that that's out there that's being talked about. They have an agenda, and that agenda is for the American people.
And your priority in the new 119th Congress next year?
My priority, and it should be the priority of every single sitting member of Congress, is first and foremost to support every single thing that comes out of the Trump administration. If President Trump is pushing it, we need to be pushing it hard and supporting it. That's what I'll be doing. I've been really good over the last 4 years about not calling out my, my colleagues when I don't agree with them. But I tell you right now, that's about to stop. Because if we don't turn things around in the next couple of years, we are never going to get a chance again. And so,
let me rewind what he just said. That was pretty powerful.
Member of Congress is first, and I'm excited now.
Today that Trump is putting together.
Well, I think the cabinet looks really good right now. I know there's a lot of controversy about some of the picks, but look, what he's doing, Maria, is he's only going to be able to do it if he has the right people. Basically, Homan and Matt Gaetz and, and everybody else that be the priority of every single sitting member of Congress is first and foremost to support every single thing that comes out of the Trump administration. If President Trump is pushing it, we need to be pushing it hard and supporting it. That's what I'll be doing. I've been really good over the last 4 years about not.
They're not messing around. I think that you're going to be seeing so much swift movement that is happening in our federal government. And let me also say this, right? Because I know that they was talking about Elon Musk and Trump and everything like that. If you are a federal employee, I believe that you should be very scared right now. Objectively. If you are a federal employee, I think that you should be very, very scared right now. I would be on pins and needles, and I would also be making sure that I had, because what I've noticed from a lot of federal employees is that they get comfortable because a federal job is a job that you never really leave. It never gets cut. It's always a part of the budget. They don't have to run off of efficiency. None of that stuff. If I'm a federal employee right now, I am being very, very, very mindful and careful about what I do, how I move, and do I got my skill set up, and can I make an adjustment and a pivot if I wind up getting axed. Because the thing that you don't want to do is to be hitting the streets at the same time as all of the rest of the federal employees, even though it's probably a strong possibility you'll get a payout and, you'll get a good benefit package. They may even pay you for the next 6 to 12 months or something like that. That's not the time to rest on your laurels. Put yourself in a position, prepare yourself, and don't get caught with your pants down. That's all I'm going to say. If I am a federal employee, and see, some people, I had a guy that told me, Anton, you don't know how the feds work. Bro, we about to get an administration in here that you've never seen before in your lifetime. Anton, you don't know how unions work. You are about to get somebody in here that you've never seen at any point in your lifetime. They are not messing around. If Vivek and Elon Musk has a mandate by 2026 to get this thing done, and to make sure within a year and a half or after about 2 years that everything is sliced and diced and that they saving $1 to $2 trillion off of the federal budget, boy, you better believe that that's going to also include some bloated work and some bloated jobs. So I'm just telling you.